Hey everybody, welcome. This is Gano again. Hope everybody's doing well. And I was wondering what you guys think of my last video that I did of how to spot bullshido. Anyway, but this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about conditioning. And in this particular video, I'm just conditioning your shins, your legs, your shins. So from my personal experience and how I approached this in a safe way is what I'm doing. Let's say for right now, for example, I have a stick, or you can use any stick, broomstick, anything round, and just roll it on your shin bones. And after a few minutes of doing this, you don't even have to press down on it much, but just a little bit of pressure. And in a few minutes, the spots that are weak on your body, they will come out red. More bruising, more sensitive to the touch, to whatever. So those area, and you will feel your bone structure as you do this, as you're rolling the stick up and down. You will feel little, what I guess you could say, imperfections or indentations, because the bone is not, like perfectly straight. It's got some bumps and whatnot. So all these little things you'll notice, and you will get to know your body a little bit more, what parts are more sensitive than others, and basically what areas that you can concentrate on to improve. And this is what I do. So so this kind of warm up, but usually before I even do that, because I rub my legs or whatever the part of the body that you're going to be conditioning, I want to warm it up, so to speak, right? Get that blood pumping in that area to get that area for work, if you will. And so it will be more responsive to whatever you're doing, conditioning for once. And so as you do this, and on my shins, for example, a more sensitive part is, I don't know if you can see it, it's at the lower part of the bone, not on higher part. And when I condition it, the bone itself, it's flat here, and you have an edge. So I work that edge, and over time, it will be, it will be kind of desensitized, or less prone to feeling pain, as to compare to somebody who has not conditioned their body. So I think it's an invaluable part of your, I would say, daily training, be it for however long you have the time to do it for. So this is the kind of a first entry method of conditioning before going on to hitting stuff. So I would recommend, if you're a beginner and you've never done any kind of conditioning at all, I would avoid kicking objects, and I would spend the first 3 months for 5-10 minutes a day just doing this. And I'm barely putting pressure on the stick as I roll it up and down my shins. and I feel everything, especially the parts that are not as strong as other parts. Yeah, feeling quite well and a little bit, I guess, painful, you could say, but that's the process. And I've clashed shin on shin with some other people, and it's not a bragging thing. This is just what happened. I mean, the only thing I felt was an impact, but there was no pain. The other guy, he grabbed his leg and he went down on the ground. And then we looked at both of our legs. I did not have a mark on me, and on where I connected with him, he had this like a good millimeter or two indentation in his shin where we connected. And he was doing a roundhouse kick with his right leg, and I actually blocked his roundhouse kick by turning, raising my leg, so his kick came up, bang, and so he went down. So as you can probably see, it's already have some redness right there on the edge of the bone, not on the flat of the bone, and that's the part that is most sensitive, is the edge. So over time, I mean, you're not gonna be, nobody's gonna be invulnerable, and this is not for to become invulnerable or iron body or whatever they call it, and it's to be less susceptible to injury and pain. That's what this is basically for. So after this, moving on to hitting stuff, I would recommend with a relatively soft bag to get your body, and so you can hit it hard and you won't be as hurt, but you will be getting bruised. And after the bruises, from my experience, even after the bruising, the visible bruising goes away, your leg is bruised on the inside, the muscle tissue and everything, because of the impact. It is all shaking. So that part is also gets conditioned in that way. So go slow and listen to your body. Let it rest when it's in that much pain. That I was pushing myself. I was all bruised up and hurting, and still going big time on the bag. And so I kind of fought through the pain and forced healed it, I guess you could say. Yeah, I did it like that. It's a rough way. So when you go back the next day for more conditioning, you're already hurting, and so I would kind of like just block it out of my head, and just hit it and hit it and hit it until it doesn't hurt anymore. I mean, it's the best way that I can describe how my training went. So, but I would not actually recommend it. Although what I'm talking about, when I was doing this, I was already pretty conditioned. I was already in my 30s, actually. But I'm talking right now if you're just beginning. So I mean, so grab a broomstick or any stick, and you're watching TV or you're doing anything that does not require your hands and feet to be doing anything else. Especially if you're watching TV or whatever, or sitting and talking to somebody, to your friend. Grab a stick and roll it on your shins, and then later start hitting it. With within reason, according to what your body can take, and just work it. It's interesting, you how some parts are more sensitive than others. So and even the sensation itself is different from one part to another. Like up on the ridge, it's more like a sharp pain with a little bit of electricity as you hit the nerve, and then other areas like here, it's more like dull. It's more or less, it's a stronger part of the bone, and so flat of the bone feels, of course, much different from the ridge of the bone. Yeah. So this is what I do for a few minutes. I probably should do this more often. I don't really do this often enough. But, you know, so you can see a little bit of redness coming up. So I'll just keep this up for a few more minutes, and I'll go hit the shower. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, suggestions, throw them my way. I'm glad to hear it. Hope you're all in good health, good spirits. Love you guys.